Thank you so much. And thank you. I know you put up all these Swedish flags and everything, especially for me. So I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you and welcome in. That was a Norwegian song. If the mountains and the valleys could speak, they would be witness to what you have done to me, she said. Don't you remember when we were in the field and he says, no. She says, don't you remember we were in the boat and he doesn't either. She says, come and kiss your child. Look at this mouth and this nose that are yours. He says, no. He who made the child can kiss it. Terrible, eh?
And it's just the beginning of the Scandinavian dreadfulness for you.
Now we're going to do a cheerful song about whalers drinking and fighting and telling tall tales.
It's not Scandinavian.
Where the winter blizzards blow and the whaling fleet's at rest, tucked beneath harbor's sheltered bay, safely anchored 10 abreast. There's the whalemen at their station, as from shed to shed they roam, carry bags of coal with them and an old cast iron stove. In the cold dark engine room, where the chill seeps in your soul, how we huddled round that cast iron stove that burned woolly rags and coal. Fireman Paddy works with me on the engine stiff and cold. A stranger to the truth was he, there's not a lie he hasn't told. Oh, he's boasted of his gold mines and the hearts that he has won, but his body's sense of humor shone just like a ray of sun. In the cold dark engine room, where the chill seeps in your soul, how we huddled round that cast iron stove that burned only rags and coal. We live it 7 days a week, with icy hands and frozen feet. But the days and lonely nights, making grog and having fights. There's salted fish, there's whale meat, sausage, there's fresh penguin eggs a treat. We struggle on to work each day through icy wind and sleet. Then one day we see the sun, we see the factory ship return, we see your old friends and you sing a song. I hope the journey wasn't long, and it's homeward bound, it's over as we leave this icy cold. But I always will remember that old cast iron stove. In the cold dark engine room, where the chill seeps in your soul, how we huddled round that cast iron stove that burned only rags and coal. In the cold dark engine room,
the chill seeps in your soul. How we huddled round that cast iron stove that burned oily rags and coal.
How we huddled round that cast iron stove that burned oily rags and coal. Thanks.
Hi. How are you? Anyone speak Swedish? Hey, hey. Ah, some do. Wow. I'm gonna be careful then. This is my first time in Illinois. So you're my first gig in Illinois. And I felt really welcome when I came and saw all these signs saying välkommen and god jul, even though we passed that. But yeah, wonderful. And huh? Yes, skitsnack skyffel. It's on the bullshit shovel that's over there. Awesome. Loved it. So yeah, you the guys who came over here, you seem to have brought your humor, and what was left in Scandinavia was not humor apparently, because all the songs are dreadful. So we're gonna do one of the dreadful songs now. It's about a young lady called Lena and a knight, and his name was Hillebrand, and he wanted to marry Lena, and she doesn't turn him down in a really sweet way. She's pretty rough on him. So he's angry and he chases her down in the forest, and he ties her long blonde hair to his saddle and forces her to run beside his horse for 3 days. And he ends up at his mother's house. I don't know why he went to his mother's house, but he brought this very pale bride to his mother's house. And the mother says, why are you bringing this pale white lady here? She looks like she's half dead. And she said, yeah, of course. She's been running beside my horse for 3 days. And then she dies. Yeah, and then they bury her in a beautiful marble grave, and they throw him in jail. But the melody is really sweet. You know, we need to balance it up somehow. So yeah, this is one of the first songs we all started playing together, and we will tell you the whole story about how this band came to be later. Hillebrand and Lena. Herr Hillebrand, han rider upp på Lena lillas gård. Vore jag själv är ung som en lilja. Ute för honom Lena lilla, hon står i minne så väl, jungfru Lena. Herr Hillebrand, han räcker vid hand ifrån sig. Vore jag själv är ung jag säger dig, vore jag själv ung som en lilja. Vi före du så bleker en brud hem med dig, i minne så helgjungfrulina. Visst skall hon ej vara vit, visst skall hon ej vara blek, vore jag själv ung som en lilja. Ty hon har väl sprungit i dagarna 3, i minne så helgjungfrulina. De lade Lena lilla i praktfulla grav, vore jag själv ung som en lilja. Och Hillebrand i mörkaste fängsel övergav, i minne så helgjungfrulina. I minne så helgjungfrulina.
Well, it does sound really pretty.
Yes, it does.
You just have to not think about it if you're like sort of cutting carrots in the kitchen and humming like, she's being dragged to her death behind a horse. Just try to let it go. And most of you don't know Swedish anyway, so it's okay. That's what I do. Okay, so the next song that we're playing is called The Banks of the Sweet Primroses, and actually Emma started playing with us in about 2017, but Alex and Sean and I have been playing together for a lot longer, since 1999, when I was a child prodigy. I was 10 years old, and we started this band. So. But Emma came along. We thought we'd revive the song and put a little different spin on it. Björling, as I said last night.
As I walked out one fine summer's morning, for to see the fields and to take the air down by the banks of the sweet primroses, there I beheld a maid most wondrous fair. All 3 long steps I stepped up to her, not knowing her, and she
Thank you. Ah, the sweet primroses. We're very glad to be here. We don't get to see Emma as often as we'd like because she lives in Denmark and we live in Quebec. So a lot of time has been spent in the past arranging our music over the phone or over Messenger or other such things. And right about at the beginning when we were trying to pick repertoire, Emma and I were talking and she said, Alex, I think we need a reel. We need like a Celtic sounding reel, something fast, something upbeat. And I said to myself, okay. And I answered, well, it could be Irish, it could be Scottish. I know some good Scottish reels. Oh, it could be Quebecois, it could be from Quebec. And then I said, or I could write something, I could compose a tune. And she said, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Just like that. And I said, okay, fine. Well, it's not going to be today because I have to go pick up my kids in roughly a half an hour. Silence. And she said, well, you have a half an hour. And I said, okay. And I took it as a challenge. And this is what came out of it. It's called Late Night Poetry. Thank you.
Yeah, so we started as Amanda said, we started playing together in 2017 in November. And then we had some rehearsals and some startup gigs in 2018, and then we really went for it in 2019, and that's when we met. And then
don't mention.
I'm not gonna mention.
Don't mention the war.
The war, yeah. So we're so happy to be back on the road, and one tour that we were, yeah. Thank you. And one tour that we were planning to do in 2020, in April 2020, was a Scandinavian tour. And we were supposed to go to Denmark for the first time, and that got postponed and postponed again and postponed again. We're going there in a couple of weeks. So finally, we're going to do that tour that was planned for 2020. And we thought we just have to pick a Danish song for that
Danish
tour.
is a really ugly language. We shouldn't sing in Danish. Right?
No, Danish is a lovely language.
If you're a troll.
Well, trolls are cute. However, I do sing it in Swedish because my Danish isn't the best.
Because you're not a troll.
Oh. Wow. This is an evening song about walking in the forest and just enjoying the tranquility and the day coming to an end in the forest. I skogens djupa stilla ro, där sångarherrar bor, där själen lyssnat mången gång till fågelns glada sång. Där är idyllisk stilla frid i skogens ensamhet, och hjärtats längtan tiger här, där frid och vila är. Byaklockan ringer in, bebådar aftonfrid, och fågeln för den går till blund, sjunger ännu en stund. En groda kväker högt på en myr, och dimman svävar fram. Nu klockan tystnar, aftonfred sig stilla sänker in.
Okay, so since you seem to like the nature theme, we'll keep along with the nature theme for a second. The next tune, written by Sean, is called "The Skunk," and you know, nature, wildlife, sort of thing. And
I'm with you.
the reason it's called "The Skunk" is because when Sean first started getting into playing banjo, we went on a camping trip, and every night at our campfire, we had a little visitor come along. And at first we were like, stay still, everybody, don't move. Right? But then like night after night, he kept coming by, and he was like pretty tame and pretty nice. So we kind of like started talking to him. He became our buddy. But we eventually packed up in the car, went back to Montreal, and we had all our camping gear and the kids, and it's late at night, and we got in, opened the door of the van and picked up some stuff, and right in front of our house, I think that he'd hitched a ride underneath the van, like, because he liked us so much, he came all the way back to Montreal with us. Anyway, some people actually ask me that. He didn't really come back to Montreal with us. I think he did. Anyway, well, this is the skunk.
I know for a fact that you've had, animal-free passengers in your car. Several times. Yeah, I've experienced a spider invasion in the car once.
Same car.
We're a nature band.
Nature band.
This is the last song before the break. You can come talk to us in the break. We're not as nice as we seem, but we're still a little bit nice, okay? And also we have CDs and T-shirts and stuff over there. So come see us over there or whatever. Okay, here we go.
you.
Thanks a lot, folks. We'll see you right after the break.
So, welcome back. I hope you had a good refill and bathroom break or whatever you needed. I just want to send a special thanks to all of you who brought fresh veggies. That's a rare thing on the road, so we're super thankful for that. That was great, and great food all over. Thanks so much. We'll start up again with a Norwegian hymn, and this is dear to me. It's also an evening song. It's an evening hymn about the day coming to an end, and what you're grateful for that happened this day, and what you wish for the coming day.
So aside from Emma, the rest of us are from Montreal, which is in Quebec, which is the most interesting part of Canada.
Did you know that there are some people in Quebec and the rest of Canada listening to this show right now? So just saying, no, I just wanted to say
The
hello.
rest of Canada is also the most interesting part of Canada.
Just
That was
hello,
close.
Hello, Canadian.
Okay, so this is a French song, and French-Canadian song. Actually, I think it might be Acadian, which is like the East Coast French people, like the Cajuns. Anyway, and it's nobody dies, but everyone's a jerk. The wife is a jerk, it turns out. The husband is a jerk, obviously. The kids are jerks, disappointingly. So
Or becoming jerks anyway.
yeah, they're
Jerks to be.
eventually. So, but what I like about this song is that we, when we were putting our repertoire together, we did the song, French song, and then Emma for the interludes. I thought, well, let's not just play the verse again. That's boring. So Emma wrote a slang polska, which is a kind of Swedish dance, a kind of polska, based it on the melody of this French-Canadian song, and we used that as the interlude. So it was really a synthesis, hard word, of what we're doing here tonight. All the styles together.
1, 2, 3.
C'était la femme de Sola. C'était la femme de Sola. Chaque soir elle se promène de taverne en taverne en cherchant son mari Rosalie avec une lanterne. Bonsoir Ocès, mon mari est-il ici? Bonsoir Ocès, mon mari est-il ici? Montez en haut dans la plus haute chambre où le pauvre est couché Rosalie avec la servante. Bonsoir Yvonne, pilier du cabaret. Bonsoir Yvonne, pilier du cabaret. Tu te penses donc bien à faire bonne chère et tes petits enfants Rosalie qui crient dans la misère. Femme, retire-toi d'ici. Oh, toi ma femme, retire-toi d'ici. Laisse-moi me divertir à cette table ronde avec tous mes amis Rosalie et personne ne m'y gronde. La pauvre femme se retire en pleurant. La pauvre femme se retire en pleurant. Pleurez, pleurez enfants. N'avait plus de père, je le trouvais couché Rosalie avec une autre mère. À ma mère, ne dites pas cela. À vous, ma mère, ne dites pas cela. Nous savons tous fort bien que nous avons un père. Il aime la boisson Rosalie et nous ferons de même. Maudit cochon d'enfant, maudits enfants, maudit cochon d'enfant, s'écria la mère, pleine de colère, vous serez tous cocus, Rosalie, comme ne fut votre père.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So a number of people asked what this thing was. I think at least 2 people in the audience have seen one before or know what it is. Are there more than 2? How many people know what this is called?
That is the weirdest instrument that shows up in Bishop Hill regularly.
Exactly. There you go. That's the best answer I've ever heard. And so appropriate to this place, because this is the national Swedish folk instrument. It's called the nyckelharpa. Nyckelharpa. Nyckelharpa.
Nyckelharpa.
Nyckelharpa. There we go. Skål. Skål, right. Skål and skål. It's kind of the same range as a fiddle. So I have a G string. I don't have a D string. I have a C string, an A string, and I don't have an E string, but you can play pretty much the same kinds of melodies in the same range as a fiddle. The difference is that it has these keys, and 3 rows of them, and then a drone string that you tune to a low note, and then these sympathetic strings, sort of like a harp, I guess, and they just vibrate every time you play their note. So you tune them to 12 semitones in an octave, and thus every note in the octave has its notes. It disappeared everywhere except in Sweden. Sweden has had this tradition continuously, but in other countries it has existed in the past. And its origins are medieval. So like the hurdy-gurdy, which has this strange wheel, I think one day the wheel broke and somebody said, hey, we've got these newfangled things called bows that come from the Orient that the Templar Knights brought back at the end of the Middle Ages. Let's try one on one of these things. And thus was born the keyed fiddle. If you have more questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
The first picture there is in a church in Sweden from 1100s.
They had pictures back then?
Yeah, well, painting, sorry for my
It's a
bad
selfie.
English.
No, it's a sculpture.
How's
on a
your
church.
Swedish?
It's a sculpture. It's
No, it's
jag
not
talar
a
inte
sculpture.
svenska.
It's a painting in a church where you can see this, the nyckelharpa, and it's from the 1100s.
Very old.
I'll show you sometime. We can go there. Yeah, sure. Come on.
Oh, we're going to play a polska. Right. I was waiting for somebody else to introduce it, but it's my turn. So we're going to play a polska from her region in Jämtland, and it's called Ore Polska because it comes from the village of Ore.
We will continue on the Swedish theme for a while, but this one is actually from the island of Gotland, which is, from your perspective, on the east coast, southern east coast of Sweden. And this is a medieval ballad that has some humor to it.
Who dies?
No one! Well, we don't know, but the story doesn't tell. It doesn't say, anyway. And for you who would like to hear this song on an album, you have to wait for the next one, because this is a new song, and it's not recorded yet. However, it will be at some point. It's about a young maiden, and she gets a proposal from a knight. Seems to be a common theme, or a young man, anyway. And he tries to convince her to...
Emma.
How do I put this? Well, to...
They understand.
Yes. And she says, if we're going to do that, you're going to make me 3 sons, and I'm still going to be a virgin. And then, he says, but then you're going to make me 3 shirts, and you can't take a single stitch, or make a single stitch. But and then they go on and back and forth and trying to give each other, impossible tasks. And then after a while he says, "Oh gosh, you're too hard. I will let you go. Go on to the next. Try another one."
It's better to know what you're getting into, though, right?
So that's the song. Det stod en jungfru vid en brunn och öste vatten kalla, trallala, trariarira, och öste vatten kalla. Då kom där en riddare ridandes ut i den gröna lunden, trallala, trarirarira, ut i den gröna lunden. Och får jag sova hos jungfrun i natt och sova hos jungfrun alena, trallala, trarirarira, och sova hos jungfrun alena. Och skall jag sova hos jungfrun i natt, jag sova hos mig alena, trallala, trarirarira, jag sova hos mig alena. Då skall du göra mig sönerna 3, jag likväl jungfru ska vara. Och skall jag göra dig sönerna 3, du likväl jungfru ska vara. Då skall du göra mig skjortorna 3 och inte ett stygn få taga. Då skall jag göra dig skjortorna 3 och inte ett stygn få taga. Då skall du göra mig vaggorna 3 och ingen spån få skära, trallala, trarirarira, och ingen spån få skära. Och skall jag göra dig vaggorna 3 och ingen spån få skära, trallala, trarirarira, och ingen spån få skära. La Okay, well, while Alex switches to fiddle again, some of you wanted to know how this band came about, or this constellation, as I call it, because they were already a band, as Amanda told you. So in 2017, they were part of a musical project or a company called La Nef, which makes like different kinds of musical projects all the time. And for this particular project, the theme was a Nordic saga, like Nordic mythology. No, not Finnish though, more Scandinavian. And usually in La Nef, they bring in someone who has some kind of like special knowledge or to this theme that they're doing. And Alex and I knew each other from before, and he called me up and said, "You should take part in this project. You can be the Viking queen," he said. And I said, "Okay, let's do it."
We needed a Viking for security.
Yes. So I came to Montreal. We rehearsed, wrote the music, some of the music, and had a few shows. And then it went well, and we all liked each other. That was the first time I met these guys. And then a storm hit Iceland. So all the flights, not just my flight, but all the flights on the east side of Northern America and Canada were cancelled. And they had to rebook everyone that was supposed to be on those flights. So I got stuck in Montreal for 3 days.
On our couch.
Yes. So what do you do when you're stuck in Montreal? You start a band. It started out as a joke, but it became reality. Thanks to, I would not say because of, but thanks to a storm over Iceland. So that's how this band came about. And now Alex is going to talk about the coming tunes.
We're going to go north of Scotland to the Shetland Islands, where I think you're actually closer in the Shetlands to Norway than to Scotland. And so it's an interesting place for this band to go, Skye Consort, especially with this Nordic project. And we're going to play a medley of 3 tunes. The first one's called 2 Jigs. First jig is called The Lounge Bar. And it was written by a Norwegian fiddle player at the Shetland Fiddle Festival. And that happens in a town called Lerwick. And the one place that they all go after is to the bar. And it's called, actually, I think it has a real name, but on the front it says The Lounge Bar. D-A Lounge Bar. They don't say the, they say da. And the second tune is called Shetland Sailor, and it was written in Quebec by a fiddle player, none other than myself. We were looking for something to stick in the middle. And the last one is a traditional tune from the Shetlands called Up the Stroods. And the Stroods are what you call the shrouds on a boat, but in Shetlandish. Cheers.
We're going to do a song where we need everybody to sing along with us. This is a sea shanty. And so your part, well, I'll teach you your parts. This is about President Zachary Taylor. Yeah. Well, he was one of the worst, but he was kind of indifferent, and at least he had the good grace to die after 2 years in office, so... Yeah, no, not a good guy, but he... And then the song's about him, so... But it also he gets confounded in these sea shanties with Stormalong John, who was a mythical, sort of a seafaring Paul Bunyan, who had a ship so large that he had a stable of Arabian horses on the ship to get from one side to the other. He ate sharks for breakfast. He wore smaller ships as slippers. Anyway, so that's Stormalong, and so the song it's about all these guys, and actually the same verses in this song get sung about Stormy and Zachary Taylor, and also about Santiana, the Mexican equivalent. So they all get sort of mushed into one character here, which is kind of weird. So this is General Taylor. And, oh yeah, and your part. So I say, General Taylor, he da da da, and you say, walk him along, John, carry him along, like that. Ready? Walk him along, John, carry him along. Right, and then I say, da 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 da, and you say, carry him to his burying ground, like that. Carry him to his burying ground. So those are your two lines, and they come back over and over and again, like in a sea shanty. General Taylor, he gained the day. Walk him along, John, carry him along. General Taylor, he gained the day. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me way, Stormy. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where, Stormy. Carry him to his burying ground. General Taylor, he's dead and he's gone. Walk him along, John, carry him along. General Taylor, he's long dead and gone. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where, Stormy. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where, Stormy. Carry him to his burying ground.
Walk him along, don't carry him along. Carry him into his burying ground.
I wish I was General Taylor's son. Walk him along, John, carry him along. I'd build him a ship of 1,000 tons. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where, Stormy. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where, Stormy. Carry him to his burying ground. I'd build him a ship of 1,000 tons. Walk him along, John, carry him along. And I'd fill her up with good New England rum. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where, Stormy. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where, Stormy. Carry him to his burying ground. pint, fill her up with good New England rum.
Walk him along, John, carry him along.
And I'd give out drinks to everyone. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where he store me. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where you store me. Carry him to his burying ground. Tell me where you store me. Walk him along, John, carry him along. Tell me where you store me. Carry him to his burying ground.
Sean Dager!
Hey, nice singing, you guys.
Sometimes people tell me after a show, I just joked about this the other day. Sometimes people actually come up to me and they say, you should let Sean sing more.
And she says, please don't encourage him.
No, you know, I love your voice.
Folks, it's sad, not like Swedish song sad, but sad. Because we're at the last song of the evening. And this one, but before that, we'd like to thank John for inviting us here. Thank you. And for doing the sound. This is wonderful sound. We're spoiled here. We'd also like to thank all the volunteers, the people who also help out, brought the food, fed us. Yeah, fantastic. I'd like to thank Fox for being here and being a co-participant in this whole thing and regaling us. You guys know. And so the last song.
Song is 2 songs.
The last song is 2 songs, and they're both Swedish, and they're not very sad.
Actually not.
This one, the first last one, is Emma's big brother's favorite Swedish folk song. I think he's watching right now in Sweden. What time is it in Sweden? 3 in the morning?
I don't know what time it is, so
He's
7 hours
He's
passed.
definitely watching. Per, if we fuck this up, I'm sorry. Don't swear, don't swear.
Jag vet en dejlig rosa, så vit som liljeblad. När jag på henne tänker, så görs mitt hjärta glad. Dess Chris Matt. Alex Keeler.
Emma Björling.
Var det du eller var det jag som gick i dansen så bra? Var det du eller var det jag som gick i dansen så bra? Ja, vi super och vi rumlar, vi danser och vi tumlar. Så kom, vi vackra gosse, gå i dansen med mig. Vi super och vi rumlar, vi danser och vi tumlar. Så kom, vi vackra gosse, gå i dansen med mig.
We'll do one more, but we'll do a bad one so you don't ask for another one after it.
Oh, yes.
Sean, tell us about this.
This is called the shruti box. It's a traditional instrument from India, and it's used to accompany ragas. And basically, how it works, it's a free reed, like an accordion or harmonica or a harmonium, but it's like a poor man's harmonium, and it only plays a few notes. You choose the notes with the things, but it's a reed like an accordion, like I said. So it sounds not unlike it, but it works for drones in all kinds of music, especially in transatlantic chamber folk.
Yes. Especially when you have to do it with one hand and shake the other.
It's great for multitasking like Emma can do.
Yes.
So this is an Irish blessing to wish you all well on your way home this evening. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields until we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of his hand. May God hold you in his hand. Thanks a lot, folks. Thanks again for coming. Have a wonderful night.